What's up, you guys? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 tips on how to climb rating at the beginning of a new arena season. Now, it has been a bit since I posted a video on this channel, but that is because I was working with Savix and helping him set up this big tournament he had, the 1v1 Invitational. If you guys didn't check it out, you guys should go check it out on twitch.tv or maybe on his YouTube channel, as he will be posting the videos in a few days. But during that time, I was also streaming on my twitch.tv channel. I don't know if you guys know that I stream, and if you don't know, the link is somewhere here on the screen or in the description box below. But you guys can head over to my Twitch channel when I stream. I stream pretty frequently, and it's a good place to ask questions as the chat's not too crazy. And you can come in and ask class-specific questions, arena-specific questions, or any type of other questions that you may want to ask. But with that being said, let's hop right into tip number 1. Tip number 1 is going to be understanding the idea of inflation. A lot of players don't understand what inflation actually is. Understanding it and then using this downtime to go out and get the best possible gear. So at the beginning of the season, MMR somewhat resets and a lot of players get placed into placement games. So placement games means that the first 10 games or so, the rating that you're going to see, the MMR that you're going to see is going to be all over the place. So you could be queuing at a low rating and you might queue into somebody who's way better than you and their MMR doesn't even make sense when they're fighting you. It's like 2400 versus a 1900 team, or you're going to see games or players that are playing on their alts where they're like multi-gladiators or multi-rank ones and you're like a doo-doo 1500 player. I mean, not doo-doo, but you get what I'm saying. But you might be significantly outmatched by your opponent based on skill and you're just trying to pick up the game. So right now, it's all over the place. What you want to do is you want the rating, the game to just settle out. Use this time to not queue, just queue for fun if you want to, but don't take it too seriously, and go out and get the best possible gear. There's tons of new traits out right now from the new raid. New traits coming from Arena as well soon. Obviously, the eye level cap has been increased. So right now, what you want to do is go out and get the best possible traits for your class. I'll cover that in a future video. Go out and acquire this new gear while everything has not been settled yet. Eventually, what's going to happen is all the hybrid players are going to push out of the lower brackets, and that is the time when you want to start making your arena push. Obviously, you can play for fun, but don't take it too seriously. Don't get frustrated if you were 1800 last season and then now you can't climb any rating at all because it's way more difficult. Come back in a week and then use that time to push. Tip number 2 is going to be finding the best and most overpowered comp for your class. Now, this isn't a tip for somebody who's trying to get better at the game overall. This is a tip for somebody who's trying to get to a specific rating and who wants to climb the easiest way possible to get an enchant, a tabard, a mount, whatever it is. You want to find the most overpowered comp, the most powerful comp that includes your class. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are going to say, Stoops, I don't know what comps are good for my class. What I'll do is I'll go through the comments of this video, especially for those of you guys who watch my videos immediately. I'll go through the comment section. If you include your class and your spec, I'll give you the best comps in my opinion for that class and spec, and that way you can have a little bit better understanding of which comp to play. Otherwise, if I don't respond, go on the internet, Google it, ask some streamer, maybe myself, ask somebody, and I'm sure they'll help you out. Tip number 3 is a tip that I included in an older video when talking about how to find partners. What you want to do is once you find the comp, you also want to know what the win condition is of your comp, right? If you're talking about like a rogue mage priest, you know that you want to get a CC on the healer, land a kidney shot on the kill target and burst them down, rinse and repeat, run away, land CC, go for the kill, rinse and repeat. If you do not know what the win condition is for your comp, you want to make sure you can find that out. Ask a streamer. You can also comment below, and if you comment quickly, I'll be sure or try to answer or give you an idea of what you should be doing. Ask a streamer, go on the internet, find out what other players are doing with that comp, and try to replicate that. If you can communicate what the win condition is for your comp, if you can tell the people that you're playing with how to play the comp, they're more likely to want to play with you again. And this also kind of leads to step 4. You're going to be running around doing absolutely nothing and you're not going to ever win games because you're just randomly doing damage. And then you stay in that poo-poo league of 1500-ish or whatever it is where people just run around and they backpedal in circles and they have no idea what they're doing. Now, going into tip number 4, and this kind of goes with tip number 3, if you were able to communicate the comp strat, if you were able to kind of give instructions and stand out, maybe they'll be more likely to get in voice. Tip number 4 is try to get in voice, because getting in voice means you can more easily communicate things like defensive cooldowns, offensive cooldowns, when to set up, when to go for CC if you're in trouble. This is much easier than typing it out in chat or just hoping that your opponent or your ally is going to make a mistake, or your ally is not going to make a mistake and save you. They're going to use a defensive cooldown. It's just way too wishy-washy without voice, especially at a lower rating when players don't really know the right decisions all of the time. So what I want you guys to do is stand out, be vocal, and then do your best to get in voice. Ask them like, hey, if we win a few games in a row, are you willing to get in voice? Are you guys down to get in voice after a few games? And they say yes. That's great, because if you get in voice, not only will it be an easier climb, but you're more likely to make partners, and partners mean easier rating and friends. I mean, who doesn't want friends? Unless you're like me and then you have no friends and then we're in the same boat and then maybe we can be friends. I don't know. Tip number 5 is probably one of the more important ones, right? You've gone out and you got the gear, you know what comp to play, you know what your win condition is of your comp, and you're calling the shots, you're standing out, you're making friends, you're getting in voice. All these things are so important. But number 5 is what typically leads players to being a toxic poop hole, and that can't be you if you want to climb rating. Tip number 5 is going to be, do not look at your rating. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but I don't want you to look at your rating every single game, every single loss, every single win. What you need to do is you need to just pass the lead off to somebody else, have them queue so you never even see the rating, leave the game before the MMR even shows up, and focus on playing the game. Focus on correcting your mistakes every game. Forget about what your allies are doing and the mistakes that they're making. Maybe, nicely mention it, but do not focus on their mistakes. Don't focus on the rating. Focus on what you're doing, what you can do better, and how you can improve, because this will lead to short-term and long-term growth. But if you are someone out there that does not care about rating, and you don't care if you lose a couple of games or if you climb a fuckload, you're indifferent. If that's you, you can use rating to your advantage. You can climb 100 points with one team, ditch them, find another team that's at a higher rating with a higher experience level, and then keep climbing that way. But that is a surefire way probably to not find any friends at all or partners or any team. But those are just my quick 5 tips for the start of the season. I have a lot more PvP videos coming out this week that should help everyone out. If you are someone that's looking for individualized coaching, you can head over to my Patreon page and I can help you out there. Quick info though, my roster is almost full, so I can only fit in a few more people, so be sure to head over there if you really want coaching ASAP and you're looking to get on my roster. That's gonna be for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you have any more questions, comments, or suggestions, you can leave those in the comment section below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Try to miss me on my Twitch live stream where I answer all of your guys' questions in depth. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.